Morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
sir.
sir.
I think I left my yesterday's concept of assignment halfway, and that is the reason I decided to complete that part first, and then we'll move on to whatever problems that we have to discuss
Good
as far as
morning,
taxation
sir.
is concerned, right? So I'll just finish up this part because it has been pending long time, and moreover, your assignment date submission is also nearing. So I just want to finish up this quickly. Okay, please pay attention. If you want, you write down. Okay, and then we can go ahead with where we have stopped. Okay, now I'll just brush up quickly. I have downloaded the index data. I have downloaded my one share that I have. You have a list of shares, so you can do it accordingly. Then I have found out the return of x and return for y. I have used the formula LAN here. Yesterday I used a different formula. Today I'm using a LAN, just to make you understand that whichever formula you use, the answer still remains the same. And then I take these two data types. I select all these types. Okay, I select these data types and I plot a graph just to know whether these two are moving in tandem or no. Right now, don't get confused. This is the graph. This is the graph of return. Okay, this is the graph for a return. Okay, and this is the graph that we have for return of x, the blue color line, and orange color line is the return for y. Clear? Now, uh, if you'll just look at this part, especially this part, okay, I'll make it big so that it is visible. I'll make it dark also. If you look at this particular part, what can you see? In all these cases, okay, almost the share and the index was moving together. But if you look at this part, there's something different that we are able to observe. Can you see that? If the index is going up, if the index is going up, that is orange color. Sorry, if the index is going down, that is blue color. The orange color line is going up. Okay, and vice versa. Especially in this part, okay, that is the reason why we say that IT companies have performed well even during economic lockdown. The reason being, okay, this is the phenomena that we have seen. The main reason being, anyways, IT sectors are eligible to work from home, or they are able to work from isolation places, which is not possible for any other manufacturing concern. And that is the reason all IT companies have actually performed well during the economic lockdown stage also. So this is a graph that tells you how the returns are placed on a graph. Okay, these are daily returns, so don't expect that you will get a very high return or something like that. No, it's not going to happen. These are daily returns, so daily returns will be very small, and that is how the shares are going to be placed as far as the or the returns are going to be placed as far as the calculation is part. So this is the return chart that I have. So I'll just make a note here. So this is my daily return of TCS and index. Call it this. This is my daily return of Nifty and index. Sorry, Nifty and TCS. Okay, so this is the first part that you will have to do. So this is your first part. Okay, next we have to find out the correlation between these two. Just a minute. So if you have to find out the correlation, again I said you can go to data. Okay, and you can do, just a minute, just a minute. So you can do data analysis here and find out the correlation pattern between them. Okay, or you can directly go to regression also. In regression also you will be able to find out what is the correlation. So I'll not waste much time in doing correlation analysis, but I will directly go to the regression part of it. So let me go to regression part. I go to regression, click OK. I select my Y range. So this is my Y range. So this is my entire Y range. Next, I select my X range. So this is my X range. I label it. I want the output on the same sheet. Okay. I want the output to be displayed here itself. Just give me a second. So this is my Y range. I want the output here. So let me see, where do I want the output? I want the output to be displayed here itself. So I'll click here. Okay. And okay. So I get my regression statistics. This is very important part of your calculation. Okay. For simplicity's sake, again, what will I do? I will reduce the number of decimals because it is easy for us to read the values. So it will be easy for me to read the values here. Okay. And accordingly, I get my regression statistics output. As I said, you have to analyze this particular regression analysis. Now, how will your output be based? Before this, so this is your second part of calculation. First part was the graph. Okay. Second part is your regression analysis. Third part, you have to find out something called as descriptive statistics. Okay. So how do we find out descriptive statistics? Again, what do? I go to data. I go to data analysis. Can you see here descriptive statistics? Something here mentioned here called as descriptive statistics. Are you with me? Are you able to see this
Yes,
descriptive
sir.
statistics? So I click on
Yes, sir.
descriptive statistics. I click OK. Okay, and I give the range, right? I give the range. Now this is my range, X and Y. This is my range. I give the entire range here. Okay, and I want the output again. Where do I want the output to be placed? I want the output to be placed here itself. This is the output that I want. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
so I have all these values here. My first label is my row label. Okay, and I just click OK. Statistical option, summary statistics, and I click OK. Now, if you observe, I'll just make it visible first so that it's easy for you. Now, I'm explaining you this part. See, whatever you studied in statistics, everything is available here. You have your mean, okay, for X, you have your mean for Y, okay. You have the standard error, you have the median. Mode will naturally be not be there because all these values are in decimal places. We have the standard deviation, which is automatically getting calculated, don't need to calculate. Your variance is getting calculated. You have your kurtosis. Okay, so kurtosis, you have your skewness, you have your range, maximum, minimum, sum, and finally you have the count. Okay, now remember, I think you have studied statistics in your first semester. You spent around 1.5 to 2 months in only understanding the basic part of how to calculate mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, and some part of descriptive, some part of regression analysis. You have spent almost 2.5 months for that by studying module 1, 2, 3, if I'm not wrong, in statistics. Am I correct? You have spent
Yes,
this
sir.
this time in learning statistics. In the first three modules, you saw only meaning of statistics. You calculated how to yes. You spend time on how you calculate mean, median, mode. Okay, central tendency, frequency, and all other things. Everything is available in this particular tool. Only thing is you need to know how to use this particular tool. So I showed you how to calculate regression. It is so simple. You should know how to use the tool, and you should also know how to interpret those values. Clear? Next, I showed you descriptive statistics. This is your descriptive statistics. This is what you spend time in calculating everything. The answer is in front of you. Are you able to get what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, sir.
You're getting what I'm trying to tell you? See, understand one thing. I'm not teaching you here how to pass an exam. I'm not here in this particular class to tell you how to pass an exam. That anyways you will pass it. Even if I don't teach you, you will read something and pass. But this is what nobody is going to teach you. Okay, and this is what is required. Believe me, if you go into the, any job as equity analyst, as credit analyst,
Sir, your voice is breaking.
I said if you go to the job market, okay, you need to know these tools. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I am not teaching you how to pass in the exam in this particular class. That anyways you will pass it. I'm not worried about that. But what I'm worried is you need to know all these tools. Very soon you will land up in a job like credit analyst, equity analyst, research analyst, or something or the other in any of the banks or any of the financial institutions also. You may also end up into marketing analytics, or you may also end up into HR analytics. You need to know all these tools, and this is basically statistical tools that you have to know it. Remember, one of the most sorted out profession today or in the days to come is going to be a job profile called as a data analyst. And if you want to become a data analyst, you need to know Excel very, very thoroughly. And specifically, you need to know statistics in that. And remember, statistics is not difficult. Only thing is you get afraid of the formula. But why do you want to worry about the formula here in Excel? The Excel will calculate everything for you. You need to know how to use it. That's the only thing. So if you know how to use these particular tools, nobody is going to ask you formulas here. They are going to ask you the output, and output is in front of you, right? You might have studied normal distribution, right? You might have studied normal distribution. Okay, Virgoda sir might have told you how to what is normal distribution, why is it? But it is very simple to find out normal distribution in X and Y. Clear? So these tools are necessary for you to use it. Without using uh, these tools, it is very difficult for you to get to a particular solution also. And today all decisions in business are made only on the past data. And if you want to really analyze the data, the answer is in front of you. Clear? Can anyone tell me the use of this particular tool or use of this particular data, kurtosis? Does anyone know what is kurtosis? What is skewness? I'm not here to test your intelligence, but do you know something? There is something called as kurtosis and skewness. It reveals a lot of things. Okay, just look at these values, and when I draw a what is it? When I draw a histogram or when I draw a normal distribution curve, you will understand the meaning of these particular values immediately. Clear? So the whole point that I'm trying to tell you is, if you do this seriously the way I tell you, remember you are doing two things for yourself. One is you're learning practical aspects of how to analyze any company. That's point number one. Okay. Whether you land up into a job or you don't land up into a job of an equity analyst, that is immaterial, but you will know how to analyze a company. That's point number one. Second, you will have a good hand on Excel in trying to find out, in trying to compile data, manipulate the data, okay, and do the data mining process. That's point number two. Third thing, by doing so, you will come to a position wherein you can make a decision. Looking at this particular data, I can make a decision that whether I should go for buying TCS shares or whether I should not go for buying TCS shares. Since I have taken only one share in my example, it is difficult for me to compare. But you have four shares. Per person in the group has four shares to analyze. Oh, sorry, three shares to analyze, right? So if you analyze those three shares and in a group you have 12 shares, you will analyze how all these shares are going to, all these shares are performing. So this gives you a lot of insight as to which company is doing well, which sector is doing well, where should I invest the money. Remember, I'm telling you, I'm teaching you this not to get a job, but if you thoroughly follow this, what I'm trying to tell you, you can start your own business as a research analyst. You can advise people on which share to buy, which share not to buy. Sitting at home, you can do this business. And believe me, one person in Belgaum staying at First Gate, okay, charges 2000 rupees per client to just tell you which share to buy and which share not to buy. Clear? He tells the same thing to 10 other people. For example, now he has given a suggestion to buy ICICI Bank and he charges 2000 rupees for this. He has told ICICI Bank for 10 people. Remember, in 5 days, he has told this to buy to 10 people. How much money has he made? He has made straight away 20,000 rupees. And what work has he done? He just sits in front of the PC from morning 9:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon. That is his working time, and he does all this activity. So you look for a job, no doubt about it, but this will also help you to stand on your own feet as a professional. Clear? So it is very important for girls. Sitting at home, you can earn money. That is the reason I'm telling you to take this subject very seriously. I'm telling you practically how to do it. Okay. Further, I will even go deeper into it and tell you much more things of this particular part. Is that clear? Are you with me in understanding what the seriousness of this particular activity that we are doing? And remember, this is also your third semester project also. If anyone wants to do your project into equity analyst, select one sector, whatever I've been telling you, do it. Okay, at the end of this particular semester you will have a very good data of around 20 around 20 companies, and that itself will be a project. You don't have to scratch your head in the the time that is given to you for your projects. Clear? So whatever I'm trying to tell you here right now, please take it seriously, because this will definitely impact you a lot. And when you sit down for an interview in any company, you have something to tell, that I have done this. Apart from telling your marks, which nobody is interested to know today, they are more interested what have you done. So you have something in hand wherein you can tell them that this is what I have done, and the report is here, you can go through it. That talks about your confidence. Of course, this comes only when you do things seriously on your own. If you borrow, things are not going to go so serious so easily. Clear? Is it clear what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first part of your assignment is going to be the graph. Second part of your assignment is going to be the regression output, regression analysis. Third part of your assignment is going to be descriptive statistics. Okay. Fourth part of your assignment is going to be the histogram. How you are going to draw the histogram and tell me how the distribution is classified, right? So now I go to histogram. For histogram, I need to sort some data out. Okay. How do you go about making a histogram? First thing is you need to know the count, which is the highest number and which is the lowest, which is the highest return for x and which is the lowest return for x. So I'll do only for x as of now. I use the function called as max. I select from what data frame to what data frame I require. I require for x. So my maximum return is 0.06, and likewise I have to find out what is my minimum return. So I find out my minimum return. So this is my minimum return. Okay, so this is my minimum return and this is my maximum return. So my distribution is going to be within this particular range itself. Clear? My distribution is going to be within this particular range itself. So let me start with how much is my frequency. Okay, so my frequency is, so I'll write down my frequency. Okay, so it is minus, sorry, minus 0.139, okay, till 0. This is my first frequency. Okay, my next frequency is going to be from 0 to 0.01. Next 0.02. It takes long time here. Anyway, I'll just tell you this because it's, I have to find out the mean value here and then then I have to tell you all this. But definitely I will tell it to you today itself how to go about it. I'm not getting the midpoint of this because there is no mode here. Okay, there is no mode here applicable. So if there is no mode applicable here, I will it is difficult for me to find out the highest frequency occurrence value. Okay, I will find out it and then I'll explain to you how do we go about calculating the mean value. Clear? So whatever said and done today, whatever I've promised, I will give it to you by today itself, and I sincerely hope you will be able to do this particular assignment. Clear? Any doubts in understanding the assignment so far? So far, any doubts in understanding?
No, sir.
Now,
Excuse me, sir.
yes, Swapnil.
So for graph, it is Nifty chart and the share price only, no, only one graph.
No, you make two graphs, one for the price and one for the returns.
Sir, yesterday, sir, you have told that index X and the average price of the company. So we made for 12 companies of that graph,
So
sir.
see, this is average price. This is TCS average price only. This is
Yes,
the
sir.
returns.
Yes, average price.
You make a graph for this
Yes, sir.
and you make a graph for this.
Yes, sir.
Two graphs.
Two graphs. Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Now I'll tell you how this data should come on your Excel sheet. Finally, when you do all the calculations, how should the data be represented? So I'm just showing you a display chart. How should the data come? Okay. So like this, you have the IT sector. You have the entire IT sector. Okay. So all your values will come on the horizontal line. So all your values will come on the horizontal line, and here is your statistical values. So I want mean return of all the shares. Okay, then I want standard deviation, sorry, mean, median, mode is definitely may not come. Okay, I'll tell you what I require. Median, mode, standard deviation, kurtosis, range, maximum. Yeah. This is the data that I actually want from you. I want what is the mean return. You'll get it from your regression table. Okay, this is my mean return. So what is your mean return for Y, TCS? So write down that value. Okay, for Infosys, for Wipro, for TCS, and for other companies, you write down those. So you'll have 12 companies with, you have 12 companies. You have their mean, median, standard deviation, variance, kurtosis, skewness, range, maximum, minimum value, returns that they give, your beta value, p value, correlation, and coefficient of determination. So all this data you will be able to compute when you do this particular assignment. Now, okay, the way you got this, so there will be one team amongst you who will do the sectorial analysis of only IT companies, right? So this is sectorial analysis of only IT companies. So you have around 12 companies here, and 12 companies data will be available here. Now we'll be able to compare which company is doing better in terms of returns, in terms of kurtosis, in terms of p value, in terms of sensitivity analysis. Which company is better, we can analyze this. Somebody might have taken automobile sector, so you'll have Hero Motors, Maruti Suzuki. Okay, you might have Bajaj Auto, Tata Motors. Okay, so TVS Motors. So many companies will come, so each one of you will have one sector with all this data. Are you able to understand? Each one of you will have one sector with all this data, and this is the first part of your assignment that is going to be completed. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is the first part of your assignment that is going to be completed. If you have any doubts, please ask me here itself.
So means we have to find out the above two charts, right? So
What?
which you are given. So this above two charts we have to find, right?
Yeah,
So
about
the
two tables.
coefficient and correlation. Yes, sir.
Yeah, these two tables that I've just mentioned here. Okay.
We
So
have to find that.
yes, you'll have to find the data from this particular value.
Yes, sir. So we have to write this separately, like you have written now
Yes, yes, of course.
for
Because
all.
see, this is one sheet that is required for analysis, right?
Yes, sir.
This is one sheet that is required for analysis part, right? So I want this particular data itself.
Okay.
Are you able to understand?
So we have to show the both this data and that data also, right?
Yeah, I want this data and I want this data with a graph. Now, please don't print the downloaded version of it. First of all, there is nothing to print or something like that. This is an assignment that has to be submitted in Excel only. Okay, so you have sheet number one. Sheet number one, you call it as raw data. That is your downloaded data. Sheet two, you write your returns. Okay, wherein you do all this output analysis. And sheet three is your this particular sheet, output sheet. This is going to be the output sheets. This should come in sheet number
Okay,
three.
sir. 3.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
These two things should come on sheet number two along with returns. And sheet number one is your downloaded data.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to tell you? So once
Yes,
you
sir.
do this, remember now, this is a full year assignment. This is not just an assignment for now. What have you done now? You have just estimated the risk and return profile of
Yes, sir. Then there will be totally, sir, then there will be totally 14 sheets, no, sir?
why 14 sheets? Why 14 sheets? See, Rohin, what you have to do, the way I have written index and TCS, okay, insert one more sheet here, insert one more column here, okay, your index value is going to remain the same. Type here Infosys. Type here Infosys. You find out the value of Infosys here. So first of all, download all the
Yes,
data
sir.
here. Download all the index, all the price of all the 12 companies or 3 companies that you have. Okay, you download that data. Okay,
So
once
we
you have,
have to submit.
what happened?
Yes, sir. So we have to submit it separately or all
No, no, no.
together.
It's a group assignment. One
Okay,
person
sir.
in your group has to correlate all the data. See, why
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you to work like this is for the simple reason I want to see your coordination also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, today what is happening in the field of business is everyone is working from their home, and it is coordination is becoming very difficult. I just want to test your coordination skills. When any person in the group puts a message to do something or not to do something or to give some information, how quickly you are able to respond to that is what I want to check. I just want to see your coordination. Do you work in a group or no? Or you just study organizational behavior in the MBA first semester class and you forget it? This is what I want to check. Remember, I'm going to make you work the way it is working in a company itself. I don't want any of you to face a problem after you land up in a company saying that my sir has not told me this how to calculate. I don't want this question to be raised by you. So before you land up in the company, I am telling you each and everything. To work in groups, to work in isolation, but still work in groups, to coordinate your activities, to know the technology or to know the spreadsheet applications, and to know how to analyze the data also. All these things I'm going to teach you. And the only way I can do is by this particular assignment only. These things are not new to you, but only thing is the way it has been done, that is new to you, and that is what I want you to learn. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So do this part. Once you do this, so we have 12 sectors with all this data, and then we were going to do something more important than this. There's something called as fundamental analysis. In fundamental analysis, we go into the history of that company as far as financial data is concerned. Okay, we go into the details of that company. I'll just show you where do you get it, so that you are not in a. Okay, anyways, you do this part, then I'll tell you how to find out. I have to switch the slide. I have to take you to NSE database, and then I have to tell you this. So I'm not going to tell you right now. You first complete your Excel assignment as of now. Okay, and then we'll see how to go about it. Swapnil, you have a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
So on sheet 2, there will be three tables of regression analysis and three tables of
Yes,
descriptive analysis,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
sir. Okay, okay.
Anyone else has any other question?
Sir, can we make a new sheet for each company, sir? It would be easier for us to copy formulas.
See, I don't mind. It will be confusing for you. That is the reason I wanted to restrict to only 3 slides.
Sir, we made 12.
Okay, fine. So if you have already made
Yes,
12,
sir,
then
we
I
already
won't
made.
disturb you. See, listen, listen. If you have already made 12 sheets, then I will not disturb you.
Yes,
Go ahead.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On the 13th slide, all your regression and tables will come. Okay, and on the 14th,
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
14th sheet, your summary output. This is your summary output. Output sheet. This is what is going to come. I think this will solve the problem.
So what we did is like in the first sheet, as you said that the data collected of all the companies, it is there, sir. In the second sheet, we took that date, index X and index that average price of that company, then return and return X, return Y, sir. In that we have calculated the two graphs what you told. Then we have calculated the correlation regression of that particular company. The same way we have did for 12 sheets for 12 companies, sir. Is that okay, sir?
Fine. So in those
Okay.
12
And
sheets,
at the last,
those 12 sheets that you have done, right? You do the
yes, sir.
calculations for that particular sheet only. So you will know where is the regression analysis for company one and some summary statistics of company one. Okay. Likewise, you will know everywhere what has been placed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have took 3 companies in one sheet, sir. So is it fine?
Yeah. See, understand one thing,
Uh,
Sonali. I am least bothered how you take the data. I am more interested in the output.
okay.
I want this output.
Yes, sir.
See, in companies, nobody is interested what you do, how do you do.
Yes, sir. I've calculated about data. I have to just calculate now.
Yes, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So this is what the output that I require. And this is just one part
Yes,
of
sir.
your assignment. Your assignment is still not complete. This assignment will run almost till December because the next part that going to tell you is fundamental analysis. And in fundamental analysis, you have to look for the historical financial data of each of these companies that you have. Suppose, Nural, if you have these three companies, you have to study the financial data of all these three companies. You have to understand the technical analysis of all these three companies. That is going to be
Yes,
your
sir.
next assignment. And I'll tell you what to do in that, but as of now, just finish up this part.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Sir, will you? Yes, sir. Sir, will you upload this? Um, your
Video, sir.
recording to
Yes,
the
on
YouTube, sir.
YouTube.
You want me to upload this video?
Yes, sir. So we
Yes,
can
sir. Yes,
refer
sir.
it and we can do.
Yes, sir, yesterday's and today's, sir. Both.
I'll do one thing. See, I'll do one thing. I will make a new video only. Okay. And I will post this video on your WhatsApp group. I'll make it in AZ recording.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
View from your mobile also. And you can do the things in your calculator, in your Excel sheet also, in your laptop.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I'll do that. Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. So I'll just stop this sharing of screen. I want to take the attendance. Is Pooja Kamath there here? So there are off late. There are a lot of people who are remaining absent. Please come into the video mode. I want to take a photograph. Just a minute. Yeah. So we all together have 30 students who have who have attended this particular session. I'm not sure Pooja Kamath is not attending any of the classes.